Hi there, welcome to Carcassonne with Utze and with another WTCOC doubleheader. This time it's Groups E, United States versus Czech Republic, and then later on in about 1 hour and a half, it's Croatia versus Latvia from Group C. As you can see, there's at least a bit of history between the two teams we are going to cover in 2 minutes. Most likely I'll cover these two tables, so table 4 of KB versus Marty Putty and Crocodile Fundy postage on table 4. Later on I'll talk about Croatia and Latvia a bit. I think there will be at least a few minutes time then. If not, we'll see. I'm going to cover Blueste versus Krishna. For now, let's quickly assess the ELO ratings here. So I would pick Justin on table 1. Martin Wojcicki on table 2. Table 3 should be quite a tight affair. Table 4, Pusic is in quite a good shape lately. So I think they should win versus Crocodile Fundy. And table 5 could then be a tight affair again. So let's quickly config this here and check if the games are already running, and they just started. So let's check out Crocodile Fundy's game versus Bosic, and the American scored 2 quick cities. Blues left picking up the scraps here. So roads, that is 1 road and the field. Let's use yellow for the Americans as the home team and blue for Czech Republic. And once Kaki and Moya started, I'll open that one in the bottom left corner as well. So color fits, and now I only have to fix the flag on the scoreboard. Well, maybe later. For now, this doesn't really matter. So both with more or less default moves here. Yellow opting to put or start there a city apart from blue's field at the bottom, just to limiting this one. But blue opens it up top left. So nice monastery spot created in the middle. Let's see who will profit from that one. Hey Mingo. So Pusic now isn't likely to share this road, but can't do much about this right now. So maybe just opening another city up top, maybe even going for a 4-point loop road. Of course, there would be this option here, just leaving the city empty, but adding it to their field and having option to prevent the unification of these roads might be worth the move. But there's no, well, they decided to go the other way around, which would have worked as well if yellow wouldn't have gotten the curve immediately. So this way, at least they added the city to their field after all. Yellow starts another city up top. Maybe going here would have been an idea, but just to create a secondary field for you to snatch later on. But then there would be this square and this one, both ripe to use for monastery, and then create a bigger field in the end. So for now, they just attack this field, or rather take a 6-point field. That's actually even worth 3 points more than blues right now. Okay, for now, it's Czechia. I thought Czech Republic is the official term, but well, in my list it's given as Czechia and this then loads the flag correctly. Oh, so blue opts to start a new city on the left side. Maybe just to create an option to block here if they manage to draw the splitter, for example. Nonetheless, whoever draws a regular monastery will quite likely use this spot. It's just too good to use anything else, at least for now. Once this road here might get closed, a different beast then. Yellow threatening to run away the city up top. So as Posic now, do you try to prolong this and at least create 2 attacking spots for you to take? Or don't you? And as is usually the case, the little shield on this city part makes this problematic. Because giving up 1 point or 2 points if closed is one thing, but doubling this actually hurts. So they opt to use this way, because then if yellow were to get 1 cap and use that on their city, they'd create an attacking platform. The only rather safe way would be to use Doritos here, but even then blue could get a splitter to attack. But yellow doesn't even care. they just go for is hope not to get blocked or attacked by blue and to close this 20-point city on their next move, preferably. And blue actually didn't go for the 8-point monastery spot, likely because all vanilla caps and 3 of the regular Doritos, the field Doritos, are gone. So liberating this monastery up top, this monastery here, would have been not as easy as in most games due to the specific tile run out here. So let's keep that in mind. All vanillas are gone, and this is the third left-handed dagger. So blocking options galore here. Yellow gets a cap, closes the city, and surges ahead on the scoreboard, 17 points. But at least blue got to close their monastery and took 2 points on the way. But now they need to invest at least the 1 meeple into a bigger feature here. Maybe creating a new city up top might work out for them. Oh, it was yellow's turn, of course. Yeah, this is a bit iffy. 2 starting tiles already gone. Any big city tile will create a block and maybe later on a kill here. And even if this doesn't get killed, it's a problem nonetheless, because you need 3 city caps. But hey, yellow more or less gets immediately saved by the deck by drawing one of the 2 remaining starting tiles. Blue continues with their city on the left side, either hoping to close this or to attack the maybe sometime soon shared city. I guess they'd rather close this. But we'll see once they actually get a piece. So for now, yeah, still an interesting decision. Maybe attacking at the top, because they can't allow yellow to snatch another juicy city here. This would put them behind by roughly 30 points, which is quite a lot and might even be too much. Yellow's a bit antsy here, not waiting for curvy tile to pick up these 3 points. They could have scored 3 points at the bottom. Or attacked Blue's Road. And considering there are still enough crossroads out there, any blocking option by blue from the bottom wouldn't have hurt that much. As blue threatens to close a 10-point city of their own, Yellow just attacks this, doesn't even think about separating their city up top from blue's attack. Blue now deliberating whether to connect here or at the top, and considering the one at the bottom could still be liberated with the last remaining diagonal splitter. Going at the top definitely is the better choice. Yellow just scores 2 points, extends their lead, which has reached 23 points for now, but the downside with this move, of course, is it creates an attacking option for blue, and considering there are still 3 big city tiles out there, and both variants even, was quite likely that blue would attack if they'd get a piece to do this, because they have to risk things like that. Else this will be a loss no matter what. Interesting to see whether yellow will meeple this. I definitely would, because you are quite likely to get at least one road piece here to liberate your monastery meeple, the left one of these two. There are still curves and straights out there, and quite a lot, I think. So 3 curves still remaining, and it looks like 4 straights, and then there should still be 1 crossroad and I think 1 starting tile as well, plus 1 dagger maybe. Yeah, quite sure. No, there is the 3rd dagger, so all daggers are gone. Here looks like an easy win for Justin Ithia on table 1. First game to end. And the only real surprise so far is that the game of Moya isn't the slowest one. But he's down to 3 minutes versus Khaki. So yellow gets one of the many road pieces to liberate their monastery. Meeple gets this one back into their hand and might now try to attack Blue City on the left side if they get a better suited tile than this regular monastery, which actually more or less going to waste here right now. Yeah, blue with a sigh of relief, getting the splitter and a meeple back. But still, 32 points on the scoreboard for Crocodile Fundy here. So blue has to hope to get this soon. And the shield, please. At least 2 of the 3 remaining big city tiles feature a shield. Yeah, but sadly, they can't defend. So they opt just to leave this empty, and now they get blocked by yellow, and that's game over then. There's no way for blue to come back into this game here. So why not switch to Moya? And let's check if their game is any closer here. And Crocfundy and Posic are playing in the bottom left corner. If you're curious how this one ends. Whoa. What the fuck is this? Excuse my French. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So is there still a big city tile to unite this? That would be great. Because 8 meeples on one ruin. Whoa. Quite a lot. So for all intents and purposes, this config is tied, although yellow scores 1 point extra. That's then -5. -4. -13, -17, -21, and yellow's field scores 12, so -9 from Khaki's perspective. -3. The dagger could save them, but I don't think there's one left. No, all 3 are gone. They add 2 points, but that's... I lost track of the score actually. So another point. This might work out in the end. Oh, it's a tie. And Khaki was the starting player. So Moya wins this one. Table 5 is 1-0 for Hurtle versus Sheldal. So after 4 games, the score is tied at 2 wins each. Considering Justin and Vomo are playing rather fast, let's check out how they are doing. So this looks a bit better for yellow, even though blue has a pretty nice ruin here with 13 points, scoring 10 more in this mini battle than yellow's ruin. But yellow has 13 points on the scoreboard, a nice monastery, a city that is still possible to close, quite easy at that even, because there are still 3 starting tiles and 1 rose out there. And if they get the starting tile, they might even be able to kill blue's road meeple afterwards. Oh, the one thing I missed was that KB and Marty Party Oye, I don't know, are close to the end of their first game, so let's switch to them for now, and then we'll tackle Justin and Vomo later. So this looks like a pretty tight game, but still blue should be ahead here. So 10 points and another 14, 24 plus the 6 on the scoreboard, 30, 24, 20, 14. And now that blue got the city here and liberated their monastery meeple, so an 8-point move. They should be ahead by roughly 15 points. And that would exactly be the scoreboard difference. So with only a few moves remaining, for KB, 3 moves. So this one plus the last 2. I don't see a way for yellow to come back into this game here. But still, let's check, and yellow just takes these 6 points. That's more or less an I concede this game move. Blue might now just take these 7 points. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't. Yellow another 2 points. Pure scoreboard cosmetics. Blue takes another 6 points for a field. So in the end, more like 20 points or something. Yeah, well, 16. So let's get back to Justin versus Vomo. And once KB and Marty start their second game, I'll open that one in the top right corner. So as I said earlier, blue with plus 10 points on the left side. 18, 22 monasteries are tied. 21 for yellow on the scoreboard. This here is a plus 3 for now for blue. So plus 4 blue, which now gets equalized by this, and then yellow has this 9-point field in the middle. So plus 5 yellow at the moment. Please note that yellow's field actually encompasses this on the right side, so there still are few squares left, even though that blue now blocked the extension of the field up top. Blue City, of course, is dead, as is this huge ruin on the left side. I'm not sure. There's still a dagger left. It looks that way. That's actually only one in the game. The other three are right-handed ones. So still a good chance for blue to liberate this monastery meeple. They might even be able to use this to attack the farm. This here looks wonky, but actually might work out for yellow because, as we've seen already, there are still 2 left-handed daggers available to score these 4 points. Maybe they didn't want to go here. Yellow scored or scores 5 points up top with this road and united the fields. So right now this is a +9 because earlier blue had slightly bigger field. So +14, +9 yellow, I think. This looks quite well for the USA here. So quite likely they'll take 1-0 lead on the match scoreboard after this game. Wow. Wow. That's more or less a ninja attack. And might be blue's last resort in this game. Yep, yellow picks up the scraps here. Might even get one of the daggers. So blue now deciding whether to get the meeple back or just score 3 points. Getting the meeple back, of course, is better because on your last turn you're quite likely to score more than 2 points. And here it is, 7 points for the last turn, but it won't help because yellow will win this game. Roughly, I think, 10 points in the end. So actually, I forgot to load Moya's game in the top right corner and nobody said anything. Oh, I have this in the top left corner. Well, which one am I missing? Oh, it's KB and Marty Party. So in the end, not 10 points was an understatement. 20 points in the end for Justin here. Puts the USA on the board. And now let's check what's up with Sheldal and Hurtle. Big field. Even if it's only worth 12 points for now. This here looks to be blocked, but it isn't, at least not totally. There's still one starting tile out there. Yellow indirectly defends and attacks the field. Well, this works because there are still a lot of straights out there. I only see the 3. But I'm not sure if this one was really necessary. At least they picked the right side, the one with the city caps. Could have gone on the other side as well, but then would have been limited to using straights, and this way they can even use the curves to protect this connection. And now they do. So this will become a big field fight. There are 6 open city caps. Holy. Unbelievable. Blue might attack this. Yeah, they do, but I'm not sure that's the way to go, actually. Let's check. Let's check how many pieces are left to connect over here. Because then counting would get a lot easier. So only one regular Dorito remaining plus splitter, which could be used by blue, but then they'd risk yellow running away with the city on the right side. For now, yellow added a 4th farmer to the field. Blue snatched the 5 points from the road. So the problem I have with this field attack here and this one by blue is that they forfeited. No, there they didn't, because that was their city, but at the bottom they didn't score the 4 points, and their problem will be in the end that they are a meeple down here because of their ruin on the right side. So quite likely they won't be able to win this field fight. And they are behind on the scoreboard as well. So even if they'd tie the field, they would lose the game if they aren't able to score points before tying the field. Or after tying the field, but right now they only have 1 meeple in hand and would need this to score points. Except if they would get the splitter here. So right now, scoring all the points they can get, then killing this square, preferably, and hoping to get the splitter later. Might be one way to still have a chance here. So, for example, a curve or anything else with a with a field side on the left would work, because then this would be dead due to all three right-handed daggers being on the board already. The option of using a city piece over here and limiting this to Dorito or horse doesn't work, because there's still one horse available. No road Dorito though. Starting tiles are gone, but there's still a rose, so straight doesn't work. That's the last rose. Did I say rose? Last horse. So now going the city piece over here would kill any hopes of yellow to close this city part. But blue still has to connect here, and now that yellow gets the splitter, I'd consider this game over. So then which duel should I focus on after this one? Well, how about we then check how Moya versus Kaki is doing? Because Pusic and Crocodile Fundy are about to end their second game. This looks like Pusic will win this one. The scoreboard lead of 63-35. And maybe Yellow's Ruin here would work in their favor, but equal monasteries, field for blue. Yep, this should be an easy blue win. So let's switch to Moya here. And let's see if they manage to win the first duel for Czechia. Indeed, Pusic won their game by 30 points. Two lopsided games after they lost by 45 in the first one. So Kaki's ahead, 7 points on the scoreboard. Another big ruin. Oh, let me switch the colors. So Moya plays blue. Another big ruin, 1 point for yellow due to this piece. This square is still alive. Still one crossroad remaining. We are nearly running out of time. It still has to play 2 moves with 10 seconds left. Even sure what they have thought about without the meeple in hand. 5, 4. It worked out. Yep, as Mingo said earlier, if Moya has to play fast, he's able to. But lost this game by 19 in the end, so Kaki forces a decider here. Let's check if Marty is able to put the Czech Republic on the scoreboard. Oh. Tight features on the left. 2 points yellow. 3 blue points. Plus 1 blue. That is then plus 8 blue. Plus 14. Plus 12. Plus 10 blue right now. I have to switch colors here. As I said, check players with blue. So pretty tough for Marty here. Ten points behind. After this move, still 6 remaining. But how to outscore yellow? Monasteries are usually quite nice options, but there's only one regular monastery remaining, and there's no juicy spot to use. Both splitters are gone, so going here and taking a 6-point field doesn't work as well. Let's check if this city is still alive, because then you might even need to block there. More starting tiles are gone. And it looks like there's still 1 rose remaining. So they might now even consider blocking this. But then you've wasted a piece. Yeah. High scoring feature here, taking this 5-point road with extension potential to 9 points. So -5 from blue's point of view. Yep, obviously I haven't miscounted because yellow indirectly defends to keep their city alive. Yellow adds 2 points, blue adds 2 points, -3. There's still one dagger remaining to extend blue's roads. I think at least. No, there isn't, because all 3 are gone. So this square's dead. Then blue has to hope to draw a curve. But there's no curve left. A right-handed dagger would work. There should still be 2 remaining, actually. And then they'd be ahead by 1 point. Likely even more caps left if yellow uses their last meeple on this open cap on the left. Yeah, tricky decision for Martin now. Could obstruct this, could kill this, could add just 4 points, and an open city cap to use later, and that's exactly what I would have picked as well. Yeah, this actually doesn't do much because blue anyway hopes to get the rose. Hi, Globia. Yeah, okay. It prevents taking 4 points of the last dagger. But I think now Marty should go here and kill this. Well, they still have 1 minute on the clock, so should be able to figure out the remaining pieces. Thank you, Globia. As usual, if you have any ideas how to improve, if you'd like something to change, just give me feedback somewhere. Chat, comments, BGA, Discord, whatever works for you. So if I'm not mistaken, as I said earlier, one of the roses should still be out there. And the other piece, this one, and Marty gets the 4 points. Could also take 4 points there for that matter. And I think, did he win this one by 1 point maybe? No, it's a tie. So KB able to win this game by getting these 2 points due to the tie. So in that case, this move here was a mistake by blue, because if he had put this here, he would have won by 2 points instead of tying the game. And considering he lost, even though he got all the pieces he needed. This is a mistake, but one minute on the clock might be tough to correctly run the score here. So who's next? Let's assess the situation, left and right. Looks like Sheldal Hurtle could be interesting. And just in time for this perfect draw by the American here. Got to unite the field, take 9 points for this road monastery, liberate their other monastery, and take a commanding lead in this game. This here is dead. Blue scores 9 on the left. This might still be alive, but will definitely be a problem to close. So 9 plus these, again 9 points, 18, which only equalizes the scoreboard lead by yellow. And then yellow scores 4 plus the field, which is worth holy moly, 24 points. And now yellow even added a third farmer. So blue will be quite unlikely to win this field. But maybe they are able to kill this square and then even block this option. Oh, what is this? Interesting attack. Likely just preventing any worst case scenarios here. Yep, there were still caps for this base, and then still quite a few Doritos out there. Or, if I'm not mistaken, so blue still was able to close this one. Now that both diagonal splitters are gone, and they wouldn't even work here because there's a road end, which I just missed. That was blue's biggest threat, and yellow just annihilated it. At least blue got to kill this square, and now kills the other attacking option, even though, at least in theory, it's still possible to connect this way. There are still 3 pieces out there to go here. So this curve looks interesting, and it's actually a move I don't get. Why go here and invite yellow to the field again? I don't get this. I think blue missed this connection and maybe hoped to connect here themselves. I'm not sure. One would have to ask them after the game. So for now, even though blue has a meeple majority in hand, this looks pretty bad for them. They take the 3 points, but again, this opens up yellow's attacking options. And what are these moves? Why does yellow crap like this if you could still attack this field? What the hell? I don't believe they are fearing losing this field, which they could have a 3-1 majority on. Now, of course, there is an option for blue to attack on the right side. They don't go for this. Well, oh, come on, people. So, I'm actually sick of this game, sorry. And it looks like I missed to open one of the tables. Which one is it? KB Marty Party, looks like. So let's go to Croc-Fundy versus Posage. Oh, yellow with an indirect defense, hoping to get a Dorito there, and looks like 2 are still out there. Maybe a second splitter as well. The one I see is there. Yep, I don't see the second one. So still 3 pieces to close this city. And if they manage this, then this would be game over? Well, I think so. Yeah, thanks for the confirmation, Glovia. Really weird, to say the least. So in the end, Sheldal won the decider versus Hurtle with 28 points, which puts the USA at 2-0. So they only need to win one of the 3 concurrently running deciders. And so this is blocked now. And yellow's ruin scores 12 points. So this could be still a close game, and close games ask for accurate accounting. Yay! So 12 points for yellow's ruin, 2 points for the other ruin up top. The city config in the middle is a split 1 versus 2. Blue hasn't actually any more features apart from the little crappy field at the bottom worth 3 points. Yellow at least has this monastery. So, yeah, Fundy, what do you do now? Last meeple? maybe just closing your city. But how to turn the cap to the bottom, hopefully, because you'd rather not add another city cap to blue's field. The question was whether to attack this, and I'd say you could, but there's a 6-point field in the middle as well. So minus these 2, scoreboard lead reduced to 1 point. Actually plus 16 yellow now, but blue more or less could use a meeple each turn here. Snatches the empty city cap. So gets plus 3. And this could still become a close game because yellow is quite unlikely to take the 6-point field and blue would cut the deficit in half with it. Yeah, exactly. Carcassonne accounting. Yay. So blue gets 4 points and a 5-point scoreboard lead, inching closer and closer. Yellow's monastery is worth 6 points now. Fundy likely now just taking 2 quick points was preventing blue from closing the city doesn't really do much for them, because if blue were to close the city, this would only be a net +2 move for blue due to yellow's yield, drawing 3 points as well. Looks like Moya won their third game versus Khaki, although the dreaded scoring animations are still running. Let's just refresh my scoreboard, and yes, 22 points even. Well, so still hope for the Czechs here. And on table 3, it looks quite good for Marty. So we might witness the decisive game. Or no, we won't. We will, because this one would be a must win for blue if the Czechs want to win this game. So blue takes 6 points. Yellow follows suit. And I should add, why are there 3 points? These are worth 6 points. And now, I hope this is correct. What are these 6 3 points? No, actually 2 times 6. 1, 2, 3. Damn it. Maybe I should denote which features I actually scored. Yeah, but I think it's accurate now. A nice move by blue here. getting a perfect piece, but this might not even help them. Let's check. Yeah, their last turn and drawing 4 points over here. Maybe this one would have been more accurate. No, it doesn't matter because Fundy doesn't have any meeple in hand and will just score 3 points. So in the end, well, tentatively +5 for Fundy. Yep, and that's exactly what we've got here. So Crocodile Fundy manages to win versus Posic. A slight upset in my book. I would have, or I had favored Posic here. But I think the USA successfully underlined their status in this group. They field quite a good squad this year. And are one of my favorites to get the playoff qualification spot, or one of the 2 playoff qualification spots in this group. I actually wouldn't pick them to win this group, but maybe they still manage to do so. So now this is just a dead rubber, but dead rubber is maybe too derogatory. It's still a valuable game because tiebreakers, as we've seen in last year's edition, are essential in some cases. For example, my squad, the German squad, was left out of the playoffs due to tiebreakers. And in the end, I think 1 game win more or 1 game flipped would have worked out for us, but it didn't. So yeah, the team captain in the chat. Of course, you'll take all the wins you could get. And it looks like Marty just found a winning move here. I should explain why I think this could be the winning move. There are 3 Road Doritos on the board. There are still 13 tiles remaining. So 2 out of 13 would fit here. And quite nicely for blue to score 3 points, add 1 point to the monastery, maybe then even be able to liberate the monastery meeple if there's still a vanilla cap left. I'm not sure right now. I just see that all monasteries are gone. And then successfully attack yellow's field in the middle and still have this attacking option here to win the field outright. And on top, they even could manage to successfully attack KB's city in the middle. Well, 1 Road Dorito goes to the USA, but the second one is in blue's hands, and it's not an auto move for them, which is at least a bit curious. Maybe they fear not being able to connect up top, and then, for example, a ninja attack by yellow on the left side, or maybe here, and then losing the field, the bigger field, and this is the game. But still, I think the sane move is just growing these points and taking it from there. There's as well an attacking option on the right side, which is more or less unblockable, at least not with one tile. Well, they deserve a scoreboard as well. So let's start with yellow. They have 7 points on the top right, a 7-point monastery, and another 7-point monastery. And by the way, just attack the field on the right side, as I sketched a minute ago. Blue has a separate 6-point field for now, 8-point monastery, 1-point ruin up top, and an 11-point ruin at the bottom, plus a 9-point scoreboard lead. And let's add the main field to both columns, because that's what all the fight is about. 21 points. So, actually, if yellow manages to win this field, outright that is, so a tie won't suffice, then they'd be still able to win this game. If they don't, I don't see any way for them to win here. Oh, actually, there's still a big tile left. There is, so if Marty would go here, he might even have a chance, in theory that is, to close this city. And their problem with this 4-point road, of course, is that they would connect yellow's farmer on the right side to the field. But considering it looks like there are still curves out there to do this anyway, like this, drawing the 4 points plus 1 for the city might still be an option. Else there's of course this simple connection move up top, which would lose them 6 points for now, but at least secure the big field. Else there is this option. So if yellow were to get a curve, this wouldn't help them. The problem with this is there's still one regular crossroad out there, which could be used to block this. And so they opt for the simple approach, can eliminate these 6 points, and for now let's wipe the 21 from yellow's board, even though they are quite likely to just connect here. Yeah, so the deficit is 8 points for yellow. And we'll definitely see another field attack by them, because that's the easiest and maybe even the only way to win this one here. Marty, yep, just takes the 4 points. Nicely here. Upping the scoreboard lead to 13 points, 12 points total. Yeah, KB might just go here, scoring 2 points and opening up at least one not ninja attacking option. Or is this considered a ninja if he'd or they'd go there? I wouldn't call this ninja. Yeah, it gets blocked by blue immediately. At least I hope so. Of course, they could go for these 2 points, but only with farmer, please. So this is the last big city piece out there. Let's check what else is left. No Dorito. Oh yeah, that works. That's nice actually. Real nice. Still curves out there, and even if they don't get the curve or yellow is able to restrict this at least would score 3 points. And they get to connect. And now this is game over. Come on, do it. Thanks. And there's no way for yellow to win the field now. So Marty saves Czechia's tiebreaker here, winning the 5th and last game versus the USA. Yellow thinking, yellow checking. Yellow very likely noticing they could do whatever they want. They won't be able to win this one. But still going here. Attacking just for fun. Why not? Or here, for example. But I think the first move. What a wonky smiley. The first move should be the better one. Yeah, Marty now checks whether they need to kill this option or not. So in theory, checking if there are still curvy pieces left, and they still have 50 seconds on their clock, so should be able to figure this out. And if they don't, it actually doesn't matter. But I'm not sure if they know this. And I don't like clock violations. So, yep, just taking 5 points. And here we go. Last move by the USA. Drawing 3 points. Precise until the end. But doesn't work out in this game. So 32 points in the end. And now I'll take a quick 2-minute break and then I'll be back with the, let's just say, pre-game show of Croatia versus Latvia. So, see you soon. I'm back. Oh, let's whip out the ratings again. Oh, can wipe the checks. So in group, is it C? Is it really C? Thought this was a different group. It's a G. So let's fix that actually. In group G, there was a game played earlier today, Taiwan versus Belgium. And this was won by Taiwan, even though the result isn't live on the WTCOC scoreboard. But I'm pretty sure I witnessed that match and streamed it. So there are 4 teams in this group, which I would see able to get into the playoffs, and Croatia and Latvia are 2 of these. Now that Taiwan has dispatched the Belgians, I think Taiwan is the team to beat for the first place. And these 2 now will fight to get there as well. For the Latvians to be successful in this group and the tournament, of course, they need their big guns, namely their 2 800 least sometimes 800 plus rated players, Alexei and Krishna, plus their Champions League participant Napalm. I do more or less play and win in every match. Then after these three, the going gets way tougher. So I'd favor the Croatians on table 3 and 4. Lorky, iffy. I'd say Napalm, I should win this one. Alexei is more or less always the heavy favorite, more or less against anyone, so no doubt about this here. And then there is, at least to me, the most interesting duel in this match, and that's Bluste, the Mind Sports Olympiad silver medalist from January, versus Krishna, who I think has won the Mind Sport Olympiad in 2022 or 23. I'm not really sure, but some years ago. And there, I'd say Krishna is the favorite, even though his elo is below 600. I don't know what he did in the last weeks, but he definitely is a better player than this. So let's check if they have already started, and then maybe I should get rid of the USA versus Czechia things. Yep, and all games are running. Yeah, insert Jeopardy music here. Oh, this again. I think the last time reloading worked. Yep, and it does. I don't think so, Glovia. But yeah, nice idea. I think Krishna's math skills should be a bit better than hoping for this sort of shenanigans. So let me quickly change the scoreboard here so it loads a tad faster. Yeah, works out. Okay. And natural color selection would dictate. Excuse me. Definitely need to drink more here. So natural color selection would be Croatians with blue, due to having blue in their coat of arms. And now this works. Yeah, as is usually the case, the Latvian meeples everywhere on every placed piece in the beginning. You have 7 meeples, use them, is the official Krishna motto. Just need a quick break. So my voice should now be sufficiently lubricated. I hope to survive this last stream for today. But then I'm glad it's over, actually. So what's up here? Blue scored this 6-point city and another 5 points, so these 3 plus 2, and yellow the measly 5 points, but at least only looks like 3 pieces invested. Now trying to block blue city on the left side. Interesting, Krishna didn't meeple this one. Not sure why not. Because even if you block here, then this would be a tight mini battle and one which he could win by adding more pieces to this road and then killing this square. And this way, without a meeple, you risk blue getting a rose or a dagger to snatch this road. So I'd say an imprecision by yellow. He blocks blue city to the 2 remaining left-handed daggers. Blue can't defend the second time. Now this gets killed, but yellow city on the right side is placed next to the abyss, so we'll see if yellow manages, and he did, to get the splitter to separate their city from this killed square. But the problem was this one here. It's rather easy to close, and yellow opts to attack this. At least I hope they do, and they just did. Just to prevent the worst case of blue running away with an 18-point city early on. And immediately gets the connection piece and now takes the 4-point road. So in the end, he got it right. Blue doesn't take this cap because this would provide a road end to yellow free of charge. Instead, they take these 2 road points, more or less a Pindertron maneuver, leaving the city cap empty, obstructing yellow's city on the left side. And now yellow can't take this one because this would endanger their field on the left side, but blue of course can and does. So in the meantime, yellow had to use the cap at the bottom and this way endanger their road here. There are still starting tiles out there, but nonetheless, a block like this would be problematic for them. Again, blue scores points, puts the city cap there, and more pressure on yellow city piece. This one up top was originally in an okay place, and now that Bluste quite wisely put the extender there, this config is more or less that Bluste just got the last horse, and now yellow needs the splitter at the top and at the bottom, and there's only one available. So it will be interesting to see if yellow finds a way, let's say, back into this game. By the way, blue has put a farmer on the board and now even a second one, so a 6-point, sometime soon very likely 9-point field at the bottom, and they own a 9-point field on the top as well. Might even be able to close their road with a monastery and then add another city to their field. Not frightened here, just taking the city cap, the last meeple. Of course, they have this road and another city. If this one on the left doesn't work out, to get meeples back. But they immediately get the splitter, so no hope for yellow to liberate these meeples. So dead meeple 1, dead meeple 2, dead meeple 3, and blue only has one that's dead for good. Because the monastery could still be liberated. Ideally, of course, with 2 more monasteries. So blue's ahead, and by quite a lot, more or less 20 points. Well, more than 20 points even. And even though yellow has meeples, taking or tying blue's fields doesn't really help them to equalize the game. But he still has to go for this, of course. Yellow's scoring all they can get. And Bluster now with an interesting decision. With 2 meeples in hand, I think they should use this monastery for its normal purpose. They could go here and hope for a curve. And they did. Let's check. I think there aren't that many curves left. Well, 2, that's good enough, of course. This then gives yellow this option to connect and this one. Blue shied away from using this monastery as well. Because then having no meeple in hand would have turned out catastrophic, even though there are still 3 crossroads remaining, so 5 pieces out of 16, 17 to liberate 1 meeple immediately. Well, could have taken this one. Yeah, exactly, Govia. I think with a 25-30% chance of immediate. So on your next move, meeple retrieval, going for this 3rd monastery definitely would have been okay. And even if yellow would get all the 2 remaining curves and all crossroads, you still might be able to win this one. But not using it is, of course, the safe option. Yeah, losing all fields I don't know about, because this here actually, wow. Was this? Yep, this was the last dagger. So this was the dagger, literally and figuratively, because this is now dead. And yellow connected this field here to then attack this and maybe have a chance somewhere. Here, maybe. Or no, this one not. To then take over the big field and maybe have a chance to win this game, but I don't think with this 18 points here they would be able to manage that. Yeah, I think Krishna knew that even winning the field, so 3-2 meeples on the big field, wouldn't be enough for him to win this game, and he knew that there were still enough moves left to get these 9 points from the monastery and then be able to attack and successfully attack the field. But sure, it looked odd. I'd have to go back, but I'd say he had to score points before attacking the field. And that's exactly what he tried to do. Yeah, not sure if this city was still closable, although it should have been. There were 4 caps placed after the monastery and at least the one Dorito. Yeah, they were playing too fast for me to put an in-depth analysis here. So let's check which of the other games. Looks like Zone 22 versus Tompa is reasonably close. And then I'll open Luste versus Krishna's second game on the left side and switch to them later. Reasonably close, and now the bombshell by yellow. So is there still a curve here for blue to connect to the field on the right? Else there's no hope at all. Looks like there's still one curve left. And blue needs to get that one on their last turn. So slim chance. And it actually doesn't score them a lot of getting curves, so they have to go here now. and put all their eggs in the one basket, because they need to take this huge field over. Stand a chance here. Let's see if they find this. With 7 minutes on the clock, you have all the time in the world to figure this one out. It's not that hard. And they did, and they miss out. So tough luck. On table 4, Puha won quite expectedly versus Mr. Numbers. I'm not sure which game Nallerheim is streaming. Let me quickly check. Okay, he's at Alexi's game, so I won't cover that. Then let's check what Napalm Eye is doing right now. And open Tompa and Zone in the bottom right corner. Oh, actually quite close. So in the end, Zone 1 with 9 points, actually. So Lorky ahead by 15 points on the scoreboard. $20, $25, $17, $23, $15, $22. Yellow's field 6 points, 16. This field by yellow 7, 10, 13. Yeah, 13 points or so. Looks like blue should win this one. This is dead. All 4 starting tiles are gone. And this might be, because this is dead as well. So 2 dead meeples for yellow here. Yeah, this definitely looks like a blue win. And even though Napalm Eye scores these 8 points now and then has an option to get back into this game, because this 18-point field here is tied at 2 and could be taken over here. And that's what Napalm Eye does. But still, blue might win anyway. This one indirectly protects their attacking, at least one of the attacking squares on the left. But if they would have gone here, they would have prevented an attack here. Now it's still possible, but it's for blue to figure out if this even is necessary. Blue just added the cap to their field, and yellow now took the field. And this got close quite fast. So, scoreboard time. What did I say? 18 points is the field on the left side. Blue's field at the bottom 6. Their monastery were 5. Their field 9 points. Yellow just took a ruin for 7, has another for 9. Blue's field at the bottom scores 9 now. At the scoreboard lead of 25. Should be enough for blue to win here. Oh, an upset on table 1. Vega Orion managed to defeat Alexei. So now let's get back to Bluste versus Krishna. And then I'll open Napalm Eyes second game versus Lorky in the bottom left corner once they start this. And here we just have to switch the colors. So Bluste with blue again. And it looks like blue scored quite a lot of cities and very likely 2 monasteries here. To put a small lead on the scoreboard. Quadruples yellow's points there. But at least yellow got 3 monasteries of their own to compensate a bit. And once they manage to liberate these monastery meeples, the scoreboard would be more or less tied again. They start by getting 1 back. Now the deficit is only 18 points, so the exact worth of 2 completed monasteries. Which then begs the question, what should blue do here if they know that yellow will equalize the score sooner or later? Well, it's time to score yourself. There are 2 roads available, but even 3. But all of these roads are more or less problematic if you can't take them in a secure way, like this, for example. And even if you can, it looks like all crossroads are gone. So only the last road monastery and the horses are left in terms of road ends. but there are juicy city pieces as well. Yellow could, of course, extend their city part on the left, but it's quite likely this city will get equalized, although they might still go for this, because once blue puts a big city tile here, there would be an attacking option for yellow, either here or if it would be the quadruple city piece, one square to the left. But instead, a more or less typical Krishna move. Why not go for this? There are still tiles to go here, and even if blue would be able to create a block from the top, there are still all three left-handed daggers out there. Only two right-handed are gone. So Bluste now might think about actually meepling this piece. So the Ukrainian technique, or variation of the Ukrainian technique, but instead he just takes a simple approach, scoring 4 points, closing this field at the top. Now having a 1-2 field attack on the left side. Problem with this was that Krishna could snatch the city on the right side with an adequate piece, that is. Blue got a curve. Force puts it there to connect and take over the 12-point field. Krishna gets one of the other roads, creates a huge field, but there's only the one city on this field. Might get a second there, and then upon closing the monastery, snatch this field. So Bluste considering now whether to go here and block this square to starting tile. And he does, but I think there are still all three remaining, because I only see the one. So not a really tough block, but 2 pieces and you kill this square. Any road or city tile here would work. Krishna's main problem up top was that there's only one dagger remaining there. So if blue were to block it this way, and that's why he self-restricts this to the starting tile. And now interesting to see whether he'd go up top to defend the city, or if he'd just take these 4 points. Yeah, problem with not taking them is, of course, that blue will do this. Yeah, well, the road is iffy due to insufficient road ends. There's only one horse left. Yeah, so with Bluster now having this 9-point field and nice chances to take over the 12-point field on the left, even though Krishna might now kill this. But is this really necessary? Is there still a splitter out there? Then I think he'll opt to go here, and both splitters are still in the deck. And considering he's behind by quite a lot of points, might be the move to go to risk this, even though any curve or city piece here would kill this option. But he takes it. And Bluster was now connecting before this gets killed. Krishna might counter or might just take points now. He counters directly. Yeah, sadly for them, Bluster manages to connect just in time. So this actually gets closer. This city config at the bottom is a +3 for Krishna right now. But the -9 on the right, so even if he manages to connect to Blue's field on the left side, Yellow would be down by 12 points. So the good news, this field is worth 15. If you are somehow able to win this one outright, then you'd be ahead by 3 points. But right now, just scoring 4 points might be the best you can do. Maybe there's still a chance to take city. No, but not with only a few tiles remaining. Looks like there are still caps out there, else Krishna wouldn't have done this move. On table 4, Mr. Numbers managed to tie their duel versus Buha 44. So these two will play a decider in a minute. Bluster now takes just 4 points here. Krishna gets 7. And Blue now deliberating whether to connect, to take a 5-point ruin, or to prevent Yellow from adding another city. But quite likely Blue knows that there aren't any city caps out there. I'm not sure because I haven't counted and haven't followed this game from the start. But the assessment looks... Oh, definitely. Second splitter, of course. Well, so... maybe preventing this one here would have been a better move, but I guess either way, blue would have won this game. Yeah, 7 points in the end. So no real problem, because if yellow would have gotten this, then blue would have gotten the Dorito, which would have been enough to win this game. So Bluste wins 2-0 versus Krishna. Puts the Croatians on the scoreboard. And I didn't even open a Loki's game. Please excuse me and let me know if I miss something like that. Tompa still has a few minutes on their clock and their game is about to end. So let's check if it's still as close as the scoreboard indicates. Well, now time to check. Looks like a blue win. And blue in this case would be the Croatian. Yep, indeed, blue win by 16 points. So another decider. Then let's watch a bit of Loki versus Napalm Eye. Yellow hoping to get 2 road Doritos, and this could still work out because only 2 are already gone. If yellow gets these 2, blue might attack the city on the left side. Might be forced to attack the city on the left side. For now, they got at least one of the 3 remaining. So getting both Doritos is just a 25% shot for yellow. But even the one would net them is 4-point road and a few points, because right now they lose this mini battle. Okay, let's score this a bit more diligently here. Blues city piece on the top left is worth 2 points. Yellow's there, 5 points. Blues has 2 6-point monasteries, a 3-point city piece up top, 4 points now, 2-point road in the middle, and a 5-point ruin on the left side. Yellow has a scoreboard lead of 7. A 6-point field, a 6-point monastery, a 6-point road, and 2 city pieces in the middle. So it looks like yellow is ahead by 9 points overall. Now that blue closed this, the equation changes, of course. Blue's monastery is worth 6 points. They added a 3-point field, and the 4-point city is gone. And the scoreboard lead has shrunk to 1 point. So close game. Quite a lot hinging on liberating this monastery, because this would also connect blue to yellow's 9-point field now. Yellow getting the Dorito, which is quite nice for them. Now blue takes a 4-point road. And yellow's 1-point city is gone, but their lead now 3 points. Now another 3-point field on the right side, attacking the main field, of course. Blue just connected to the main field. And managed to snatch an 8-point scoreboard lead here. This move by blue, which added a point to yellow's monastery, looks like there aren't that many curves left. Else this wouldn't make a lot of sense. Yellow just added another city to the main field and their secondary field. Let's check the curves now. Only the one. How about crossroads, regular crossroads? All gone. So one curve and maybe a dagger still. Looks like a dagger as well. So actually, I don't get this move by blue. And I forgot to switch colors here. Okay, so for now, Loki's just playing yellow then. It happens. And I might have miscounted the curves here. I obviously have. So then this move makes sense, because there were these 2 pieces to connect, and with the straight, blue limited it, yellow's connection to a 50-50. But in the end, Loki manages a 3-point win and puts the second dual win on the match's scoreboard. So Croatia takes a 2-0 lead here. So let's check if Mr. Numbers is able to win their decider versus Buha. Else all hope of the Latvians would be gone. At least all hope to win this match, that is. And this actually, even though yellow has a nice long road, looks like blue has the better chances here. Not just because of the 26 points on the scoreboard. Blue, in addition to that, has a 12-point field and an 8-point monastery. So plus 46 plus 47. Now with this road plus 53, 54. Yellow just scored 12 points for the road, so 42, 37, 30, 26. Yeah. It's still possible. For example, by closing this and taking over this field, there's still one road monastery available, which would be ideal there. Else maybe still a vanilla out there. Looks like 2 even. So 3 pieces to connect and take over this field. Problem for yellow, of course, is that they can't take the 4 points now. And actually, for the match, it doesn't even matter because Vega Orion just won the second game versus Alexei. And a 99 versus 88 point decision. So Croatia leads this match 3-0. And even if Zone 222 and Mr. Numbers manage to win their deciders, this would only improve Latvia's tiebreaker or tiebreakers. So yellow managed to connect to the field and is now in sole possession of these 12 points. Reduced the scoreboard lead by getting this road and the city, of course. Now there should be a chance for them. Now they attack the top field on the left even. So let's tabulate the scores real quick. It looks like Buha is still slightly ahead. And the slightly just got bigger by scoring these 8 minus 3 points. Buha additionally limited Yellow's field attack to the remaining curves and road monastery. Looks like a lot of the curves are already gone. So, if I'm not mistaken, there's only one left. But there's the road monastery as well. Oh, Buha got the curve. Can't liberate the monastery, of course. But even if they would let Yellow tie the field, this actually wouldn't really hurt them with 13 points ahead. They should still win this one no matter what. Yeah, so blue connects to the 15-point field at the bottom. And even if there's still a piece to connect here, that's a blue win now that Mr. Numbers can't connect to blue's field up top. And it looks like yellow will get the last cow to connect here or there. To at least get the ruin. But in the end, scoreboard cosmetics. So 4-0 Croatia. And this one was a 19 points decision. Then let's check if Zone manages at least the one duel win for the Latvians. Else, a sweep by Croatia. If you would have put money on this at your bookie, you would have scored a boatload. Quite unexpected outcome. Let's again change the color. So Croatia is playing blue here. Tide features here. Quite the large yellow field there. So 21 points. But despite the scoreboard, it actually looks quite good for yellow here. So scoreboard time. 21 points for yellow's large field. Blue has a road scoring 5 points, a small field with 3 points, still hoping to connect to yellow's secondary field at the bottom. And the 14-point scoreboard lead. Oh, actually, blue's field is worth 6 points. That's the second city there. And yellow has 2 cities as well. Yep, this wonky move here, this wonky looking move here actually prevents this attacking option, but might create another one instead. And considering yellow is only 5 points ahead, defending the field would work, but might not be enough. Considering they didn't protect this square, it's likely dead, and it is. All 3 left-handed daggers are gone. And now Tompa with this plus another 3 moves remaining. So 4 versus 3 for zone. Should still be able to eke out a win here with 1 meeple more in their hands. Might now even exactly opt to attack this city. Let's check the big city pieces, and there is still one out there. How about Doritos? And there's still one out there as well. So yellow should likely invest a piece here or there to obstruct blue's connection. Let's dig a bit deeper. So there's 1 cow left. And yeah, this one, the Dorito. So blue takes over this ruin, and this ruin is worth 11 points. And now they are in the lead, and I don't see a way to attack and definitely not win an attack, because yellow just drew the last possible connection piece, and that's just the worst piece they could get. Now Tompa with 2 moves would just take the 5-point road here. Maybe this one, if there's still a straight available. What else is left actually? The Road Monastery, of course. Yeah, well, this would score 8 points. Here, there. In some cases here as well. And else, I only count 3 regular crossroads, so a road monastery and a crossroad would still be in the deck. So if Tompa doesn't take these 5 points, zone will definitely be able to score at least these 5 points with the crossroad. Now they might just take 4 somewhere. So in the end, it should result in a 7-point win for blue here. And then the unexpected sweep by Croatia is completed. And that's pretty bad news for Latvia. Because even if they manage to win versus the other teams in this group. So what did I say? Which group is this? G. So the other teams are Taiwan, Belgium, and Tunisia. And none of these three is a windfall, and none of those is easy to beat. Even if they manage to win 2 of the 3 games, their tiebreaker would just suck. So Latvia now is forced, after this 0-5 sweep at the hands of Croatia, Latvia needs to win all 3 games versus Taiwan, Belgium, and Croatia. Best news for them might be that, let's go to the calendar of Group G. They are playing next week again versus Taiwan, who won their game versus Belgium 3-2. So after this game, the Latvians more or less will know if they still have a fighting chance in this group. If they don't manage a win there, I don't see them being able to fight for the 2nd place, and with the abysmal tiebreaker, there's no chance in hell they'd be able to fight for the best 3rd place spot. So that's it for this week. Let's actually, the scheduled games for next week we can't view for all groups, so let's switch to Sergei's page and check what's scheduled already. There are 2 games tomorrow evening. Not sure why the lineups aren't published now. I think they should be available already. Let's check calendar. Group B, Germany, Slovakia. Doesn't do anything. Let's reload. Nope. Well, anyway, I think I'll be playing tomorrow evening, so I won't stream. I hope someone else will. And I would expect the Catalonians to win their game versus Finland, and I definitely hope Germany will win this one versus Slovakia at least 4-1. And then we'll see which games will get scheduled in the next days. So keep an eye on Carcassonne GG or the streaming page of the WTCOC site. Or maybe just subscribe to all the Carcassonne streamers out there to get notified. I think you need to click some icons here or there, a bell or something. I think you know the drill. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for staying until the end. Have a nice night, evening, day, whatever works for you. And I hope to see you soon. Oh, one thing before I forget. If you have any feedback, let me know. See you. Bye bye.